Joshua chapter 16. The allotment for the children of Joseph went from the Jordan at Jericho to the waters of Jericho on the east to the wilderness, going up from the Jericho through the hill country to Bethel. From Bethel it went out to Luz, then continued to the border of Archites at Ataroth. Then it went down westward to the territory of Japhlethite, to the territory of lower Beth-horon onto Gezer, and ended at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim received their portion. Now the territory of the children of Ephraim, according to their clans, was as follows. The border of their inheritance eastward was Atroth, Adar, up to upper Beth-horon. Then the border went out westward at Michmethath on the north. Then the border turned eastward to Taanath Shiloh and passed by it to the east of Janoah. Then it went down from Janoah to Atharoth and to Nara, then reached Jericho and came out at the Jordan. From Tapua, the border went along westward to the Wadi Kana and ended at the sea. This is the inheritance of tribe of children of Ephraim according to their clans, together with the towns which were set apart for the children of Ephraim in the midst of the inheritance of the children of Manasseh. All these towns with their villages, but they did not drive out the Canaanite that were living in Gezer. So the Canaanites continued to live in the midst of Ephraim to this day, and became forced laborers. Chapter 17. Now this was the allotment for the tribe of Manasseh, the firstborn of Joseph, to Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead. Since he was a man of war, he got Gilead and Bashan. So for the rest of the children of Manasseh, according to their clans, for the sons of Abiezer, Heleg and Asriel, Shechem and Hefer and Shemidah, these were the male children of Manasseh, son of Joseph, according to their clans. But Zelophehad, son of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters. These were the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noach, Hoglach, Milcach, and Tirzach. So they appeared before Eleazar the Kohen, before Joshua son of Nun, and before the leaders, saying, Adonai commanded Moshe to give us an inheritance among our kinsmen. Therefore, according to the commandment of Adonai, he gave them a portion among their father's kinsmen. Thus 10 shares fell to Manasseh, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan that is beyond the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received a portion among his sons. Meanwhile, the land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the sons of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh ran from Asher to Michmethath, which is facing Shechem. Then the border went along southward to the inhabitants of En Tapua. The land of Tapua belonged to Manasseh, but Tapua on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. Next, the border went down to Wadi Kana, south of the Wadi, by towns belonging to Ephraim among Manasseh's towns. But the border of Manasseh was on the north side of the Wadi and ended at the sea. The south side belonged to Ephraim, and the north side belonged to Manasseh, and the sea was its border. They reached to Asher on the north and to Issachar on the east. Within Issachar and Asher, Manasseh possessed Beth Shean and its villages, Ibleam and its villages, the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, the inhabitants of Endor and its villages, the inhabitants of Tanach and its villages, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its villages, 3 regions. Yet the children of Manasseh could not take possession of these towns, because the Canaanites were resolved to live in that land. But when Bnei Israel became stronger, that they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not utterly dispossess them. Then the children of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, Why have you given us only one allotment and one portion for an inheritance? For we are a numerous people whom Adonai has thus far blessed. So Joshua said to them, If you have so many people, go you up to the forest and clear a place for yourself there in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, since the hill country of Rephaim is too narrow for you. The hill country will not be enough for us. The children of Joseph replied, but all the Canaanites who inhabit the valley land have iron chariots, both those who are in Beth Shean and its villages, and those who are in the Jezreel valley. But Joshua spoke to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim, and to Manasseh, saying, You are a numerous people with great strength. You shouldn't have just one allotment, because the hill country should be yours. Though it is a forest, you will clear it, and to its farthest borders it will be yours, for you will drive out the Canaanites, even though they have iron chariots, and even though they are strong. Chapter 18. Then the whole congregation of Bnei Israel assembled at Shiloh and set up the tent of meeting there, after the land was now subdued before them. Yet there remained among Bnei Israel 7 tribes that still had not received their portions. So Joshua said to Bnei Israel, How long will you be slack about going in to possess the land which Adonai, the God of your fathers, has given you? Appoint for yourselves 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them, and they will arise and walk through the land and describe it according to their inheritance, and then return to me. They are to divide it into 7 portions. Judah will remain within its territory in the south, and the house of Joseph will remain within their territory in the north. After you have described the 7 portions of land, bring the descriptions here to me. Then I will cast lots for you here before Adonai our God, but the Levites have no portion among you, for the priesthood of Adonai is their inheritance. Also Gad, Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan eastward, which Moshe, the servant of Adonai, gave them. So the men arose and went, and Joshua charged those who went to write a description of the land, saying, Go and walk through the land and describe it. Then return to me, and I will cast lots for you here before Adonai in Shiloh. So the men went, passing through the land, and described it in a scroll, town by town, in 7 parts. Then they came to Joshua at the camp at Shiloh. Then Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before Adonai, and there Joshua apportioned the land to Bnei Israel according to their divisions. Now the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up for their clans. The territory of their allotment lay between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. Now their border on the north side was from the Jordan. The border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through this hill country westward, and it ended up at the wilderness of Beth Aven. Then the border passed from there to Luz, to the side of Luz, that is Bethel, southward. Next the border went down to Atroth Adar, near the mountain that lies to the south of lower Beth Horon. On the west side, from the hill facing Beth Horon southward, the border curved, turning about southward, and ended at Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, the town of the children of Judah. This was the west side. Then the south side was from the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim. Then the border went westward, going to the spring of waters of Nephtoah. Then the border went down to the foot of the mountain by valley of Ben Hinnom, which is the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. Then it went down to the valley of Hinnom, to the slope of the Jebusites southward, and it went down to En Rogel. Then it curved north and went to En Shemesh, and ran to Geliloth opposite the ascent of Adumim, and went down to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuben. Next it passed northward to the slope facing the Arabah of the Jordan Valley, and went down to the Arabah. Then the border passed along the side of Beth Hoglah northward, and the border ended at the northern bay of the Salt Sea at the south end of the Jordan. This was the southern border. The Jordan was to be the border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, and its borders all around according to their clans. Now the towns of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their clans, were Jericho, Beth Hoglah, Emek Keziz, Beth Arabah, Zemaraim, Bethel Avim, Para, Ophrah, 12 towns with their villages: Gibeon, Ramah, Beerot, Mitzpeh, Chephira, Moza, Rekem, Peel, Tarala, Zela, Eleph, and Jebus, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath, 14 towns with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their clans. Chapter 19. Then the second lot came out of Simeon, for the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their clans. Now their portion was in the midst of the portion of the children of Judah. They had for their inheritance Beersheba or Sheba, Molada, Hazar Shual, Bala, Ezem, Eltolad, Bethul, Horma, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susa, Beth Lebaoth, and Sharuhen, 13 towns with their villages. Also Ain, Ramon, Ether, and Hashan, 4 towns with their villages. All the villages that were around these towns as far as Baalath Be'er, Ramah of the Negev. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their clans. The inheritance of the children of Simeon was taken out of the allotment of the children of Judah, for the portion of the children of Judah was too much for them. So the children of Simeon had inheritance within Judah's inheritance. Now the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their clans. The territory of their inheritance was as far as Sarid. Their border went up westward to Maralah, then reached Dabesheth, and on the wadi alongside Jokneam. It turned from Sarid eastward toward the sunrise to the border of Chisloth Tabor, then went on to Dobrath and up to Japhia. From there it went east to Gath-Hefer, to Eth-Kazin, and went on to Rimmon, where it curved to Nea. Then the border circled around on the north to Hanathon and ended at the valley of Iftahel. Included also were Katath, Nahalal, Shimron, Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 towns with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their clans, these towns with their villages. The fourth lot came out for Issachar, for the children of Issachar according to their clans. Now their territory was to Jezreel, and it included Chesuloth, Shunem, Hapharaim, Shion, Anaharath, Abith, Kishion, Ebez, Remeth, En Ganim, En Haddah, and Beth Passes. The border extended to Tabor, Shahazim, and Beth Shemesh, and ended at the Jordan. 16 towns with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar, according to their clans, the towns with their villages. Then the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their clans. Their territory included Helkah, Hali, Beten, Achshaph, Alamelech, Amad, and Mishal. It extended to Carmel westward and Shihor, Libnath. Then it turned toward the sunrise to Beth Dagon, extended to Zebulun, and to the Iftahel valley on the north toward Beth Emek and Nael. Then went on to Kabul on the north, then Ebron, Rehob, Hammon, and Kanath up to the greater Sihon. Next the border turned to Ramah, then to the fortified city of Tyre. Then the border turned to Hosa and ended at the sea in the region of Achzib. Also included were Umah, Afek, and Rehob, 22 towns with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher according to their clans, these towns with their villages. The sixth lot came out for the children of Naphtali, for the children of Naphtali according to their clans. Their border went from Helef and from Elon Beze Anani, including Adami Negev and Jabneel, as far as Lakum, and ended at the Jordan. Then the border turned westward to Asnoth Tabor, and went on from there to Hukok. It touched Zebulun on the south, touched Asher on the west, and Judah at the Jordan toward the east. And the fortified cities were Sittim Zed, Hamath, Rakath, Chinnereth, Adamah, Ramah, Hazor, Kedesh, Edrei, En Hazor, Iron, Migdal El, Horem, Beth Anath, and Beth Shemesh. 19 towns with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of children of Naphtali, according to their clans, the towns with their villages. The seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their clans. The territory of their inheritance included Zorah, Eshtaol, Ir Shemesh, Sha'alabin, Aijalon, Ithla, Elon, Tibna, Ekron, Elteke, Gibbethon, Baalath, Jehud, Beneberak, Gath Rimon, and the waters of Yarkon and Rakon, along with the border opposite of Joppa. The territory of the children of Dan slipped away from them, so the children of Dan went up and fought against Lechem and captured it and struck it with the edge of the sword, possessed it and settled in it, and called Lechem Dan, after the name of Dan their ancestor. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their clans. These towns with their villages, when they had finished allotting the land for inheritance by its borders, Bnei Israel gave a portion to Joshua, son of Nun, in their midst. According to the command of Adonai, they gave him the city that he requested, Timnath Serah in the hill country of Ephraim. So he built up the city and lived in it. These are the portions which Eleazar the Kohen and Joshua son of Nun and the heads of the ancestral houses of the tribes of Bnei Israel distributed for inheritance by lot in Shiloh before Adonai at the entrance of the tent of meeting. So they finished apportioning the land.